Hey Conan fans, this is Matt. So, something great happened today. Great, I guess that's a relative term. Um, let's see here. What is the update? Do do do. Oh, and of course it cleared it out. Bum, 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 bum. Bum, bum, bum. So after the crazy chaos of Tuesday, I spent some time yesterday playing the game, and I don't know. I thought, well, I'll try out my magical stuff. Try developing all the spells. So I leveled up my thaumaturgical table, or my book, technically, my magic book, to its maximum, and I've tried out the different spells. I don't know how anybody tries to use the spells in this game in combat, because the second you get poked by something, you lose the ability to continue casting your spell, so it's really hard to do any of the actually offensive spells. Um, Yeah, I was a little frustrated about that. I'm still not exactly sure what I want to do going forward with this playthrough. Um, and today I was doing some stuff on the computer, and it all of a sudden it wasn't running real well, and it turns out there was an update. I was just trying to find what the update was, but anyway, there was a patch for the game. And I thought, oh, okay, well, we'll see what this is. It's okay. Your sound should be back. It was basically two things, or I guess you could probably say there's three things. They made a big to do about a change in how the purge works in terms of how the enemies attack you or something. I don't know. I've never played with the purge, so I don't know what to say about that. But another thing they did was change stuff related to the drops. Now, if you don't know, drops are when you kill a monster in a game, they drop some little prize that you can pick up. Well, in this game, it's the body that you can loot afterwards. Um, so they've changed that up a little bit. I only killed a few people since testing it, but it seems to hold up. If you kill somebody before, when you killed somebody, you basically got some really crappy weapon, usually maybe a crappy piece of armor, some basic resources or something. Just like usually like three things are in their inventory, maybe only two, maybe if you're really lucky four. Now when you kill somebody, you're getting maybe between four and six things. You almost always get some piece of armor. Like if I was to kill this guy in the normal game before today, you wouldn't get any of this gear. You might get some generic piece of armor or something, but you're not going to get any specific gear, and it certainly isn't going to be in good condition. Well, my experience today, I killed some cultist or something, and in his inventory, he had the cultist shoes, the Skelos, whatever they were, cult, and they were in 100% condition. Kill another one, and I got the robe, and killed another one, and got the breeches or whatever they are. So they're like tying in better drops. You also had they also had like improved weapons in their inventory, stuff that you might actually be tempted to utilize. And overall, they just had better gear on their inventory. Now, I didn't kill a lot of people. I only killed maybe a handful, but it bared out that everything was better. And part of that drop bonus or upgrade, they changed the loot that's found in chests, both the metal chests and wooden chests that are out in the world. And if you've been listening to any of my previous videos, of which I have quite a few at this point, I was kind of complaining that the loot in some of the chests was pretty lame. It was like, oh, you go through this whole dungeon and you find a chest and it's got wood and rock in it. Yay, because, when somebody is thinking, what do I want to, what a great value do I own that I want to put in a chest? Basic resources. Well, they really improved what you find in chests. Not only do you find, okay, we used to go to the Darfari camp and maybe we'd find a Darfari banner in it. Maybe you go to a Black Hand camp and get a chest, and inside one of the chests might be one of their fancy tents. There's I only found two of them pretty consistently, but every once in a blue moon I come up with one of these other ones. So I went over to the Black Hand camps. The chests now not only have a tent, but they usually have a stack of three, as well as maybe a bed and a tarp or a carpet or a wall hanging. Tons of furniture. The chests have so much gear in it. I was overloading myself bringing back stuff. I probably brought back about 10 of these large Defari wind chimes, which I've never found in a thing before. I found the small ones before, but never these big ones. I found all sorts of tents. I found all sorts of furnishings, and I think most of the stuff that's in here is stuff that I found in gear in just the random chests that I found recently. You wouldn't find the heads, I don't think. They did have some trophies though. I found several horns, including the ivory horn. I found all different kinds of these burning braziers, the skull decorations, tons and tons of different variety of tents. Here's the small wind chimes that I found. A bunch of these, well, just all sorts of furniture. So I'm thinking, as a new player, it's going to be a lot more engaging, or a lot more. I don't know exactly how to word it. You're not going to have to spend quite so much time sitting at a crafting table trying to decorate your home, trying to build every single little piece of furniture. Not to mention having to use knowledge to research every kind of freaking piece of furniture that's in the game. When you can just open up a chest and boom, you're going to find. Usually it was about 4 to 6 items, and then they'd have stacks. They'd have a stack of three different, the same tent, but there'd be like three of them. Or like I found a stack of a couple of chairs or whatever, or these little overhangings. You just find a stack of them. And there was a lot of other new stuff that I hadn't found. I found bags of coins um, that were consumable. Once you use it, you get a random assortment of gold and silver and gold coins and silver coins, blah, blah, blah. Um, I will say that it is, kudos to the dev team for improving that aspect of the treasure stuff. I've watched a lot of other people's videos, and they go out and they don't even loot any of this stuff. They don't even loot the bodies. They kill the bodies and they just leave them there. Now maybe they're just in a hurry and they don't want to mess around with picking up a bunch of garbage, but you have to take pause now, because not only are the bodies got better loot in them, and you're going to pick up some better improved weapons, but the chests are just loaded with all sorts of pretty good stuff, or at least stuff that you can't just dismiss as garbage anymore. It's one thing to leave a chest behind that has some fiber and some wood and some stone. I mean, that's the most basic resources. But if you consider the number of resources that go into building all of these different things, not to mention the time consumption of having to make them, it's going to make it a lot easier for people who are building their homes up from the start and want to have some decor. Oh my God! So since I've been gone, I've got all the a lot of I told you guys that I placed some of my pets, and I placed some new followers that I'd gotten. Well, since I've been back, I have been doing all this stuff. I've been placing some of those items that I found and making this feel like a legitimate campsite. Um, they have all these little bookshelves and or shelving units with all the different kinds of pots and so forth. So I've been placing those things around, trying to even just little things, putting a pot here or there. It makes it look like a little more lived in. That it's not just empty space. Another big, large wind chime. Put a few more things on that array. Another shelf over there. Put a few more urns and stuff here. Found a ton of pillows. Oh, that's the other thing. So I'll leave you with something to look at. So they also tie the chests with the location you find them. If you go into a camp or like at the bigger camps, the cities and stuff, if there's a chest that's in a kitchen, you're going to find a bunch of different food items in it. You find a chest that's near a bar or that's in a tavern or something like that, you're going to find all sorts of alcohol in it. Different, I mean, not just, I found usually like the alcohol one, you'd find 4 different types of alcohol with like 2 of each. you go to you're at one of the camps up north that has a blacksmith forge, and next to it's a little chest. You open that chest up, you're going to find better crafting ingredients in there. You find handles, you'll find metal bars. Um, I'm trying to think some other tie-in ones, but and then there's the cultural stuff. When you go into a Dafari camp, this is kind of where I was going before. I said that before you might find a Dafari banner. Now you find all sorts of Dafari furniture, clothing, armor, weapons, whatever. In a Black Hand camp, I told you you found a bunch of tents, but you also find things that are culturally tied to them, either their armor or other decor. And it's all based on like where it's located. So it's almost like the AI generating the treasure for the individual locations is just greatly improved. It really greatly improved. So yeah, I found a ton of pillows. So of course I decided to decorate my ladies' lounging areas with those. A bunch of rugs. I have a bunch of wall hangings in my inventory right now. I'm in the process of trying to find places to put everything. Because out here is pretty full. I found a bunch of different kinds of beds and cots. I'm not sure if I can get anybody to lie in them or not. I've seen people's online videos where they have their thralls sitting in chairs and stuff, but I haven't been able to figure that out either. We have more we have more animals to place. Right now, all I came back with 2 loads of these deer gazelles, so I have 3 gazelles. They're all ready to be placed. I just don't know where I want to put them yet. I bought a few more spider eggs. I think I bought 4 more spider eggs and 3 more shoe bills. The ones that are almost ready to hatch, though, still are taking 9 hours. Okay, they're staggered. There's the 9-hour group, there's the 12-hour group, and then there's the ones I just bought, which are still at 22 hours. So I'm waiting around for that stuff. That's the only stuff I've really. I wanted more birds because I want to put more birds out here in the little. I'm gonna have to put a fence or something up here. Otherwise, these things would just wander off like big chickens. Um, and I want a bunch of spiders so I can kind of, facilitate my little spider farm up north. Brought back a bunch of fighters, a bunch of archers. I'm still waiting to armor them and then place them places, but this most of this is stuff that I had either left here before or I brought back on our little escapade up north. Um, but there are some things in these 2 chests that are stuff that I've recently acquired on this today. When I say recently, I mean today. Today's post-upgraded um, playthroughs. Haven't done a whole lot down here other than I think I placed a couple more people. I placed another archer over here. I placed 3 archers up above, as you can see, with the gaps. That'll make it pretty easy to shoot down. And yesterday I placed these other soldiers over here, fighters of different types. I'm still trying to figure out what to do with all the stuff that I have. I basically just got done filing away all my gear. The only stuff I have left really in my inventory are the placeable furniture items that I don't even know what some of these look like. I need to find a big enough space where I can put these stupid huge tents. A bunch of weapons that I acquired. All these shields, which I haven't figured out yet. I'm gonna have to give those to other people because I don't really use shields, and I have a bunch of them. And these are magical shields, or powerful ones. Essentially, that's all I have left in my inventory. I've managed to squirrel away all the materials. Now I just gotta, do the rest of this stuff. Let's see, did I do anything else in there? No. I put some flags, some of the flags that I found in chests of different types. I wanted to show that we are, neutral. We don't have an affiliation. We affiliate with everybody, that kind of thing. Let me think. Oh, yeah. I didn't see anything about this when I looked at the update notes or the patch notes. But, one of my biggest complaints was the absolute worst crafting bench of all of them was this thing because it always made you. Let me see what I got here. Do I have another one of those? Let me find something here. You know what? I got two of these. I don't need two of these anymore. 172 and 193. So we'll part with this one. Yeah. I always had to, when you transferred this, it stuck it over here, and then you had to grab it here and put it up above, right? And I was just complaining that this is so stupid. It takes forever to do anything. Well, they fixed it. Now when I click to put it into the thing, it automatically puts it in the dismantle row. Thank you. Apparently, I must not have been the only person complaining about it because I'm fairly new at it. My complaints have only been put out in the last week or two. But I'm sure the people who have been playing this thing for years have complained about this, or the devs are just aware of it. I don't know, but they fixed it. I'm wondering if there's any other changes made to some of these crafting stations that. But that was the only thing I ever had an annoyance with. Everything else kind of worked pretty smoothly, I thought. That's the only device where you had to transfer the item over and then transfer it again into the crafting row. It was so dumb. So I'm super glad that they fixed that. I found about half, pretty much all the food items that are below the meat stuff here. All of this stuff is stuff that I found. And that's probably only about half of the stuff that I found in boxes. The boxes were just filled with, random food items and drinks. I was like, well, I don't need all this, so I left a lot of it basically in the chests. Oh, I do have a third chef now. Since this thing can have a chef's thing, I pulled the one that was at the oven over here because I have a named chef here, Vitessa the Potent. Brought her back, and she's got some good recipes, different ones than the other person had. Unfortunately, she doesn't bring anything to this particular crafting station, so I should probably move her over here. But I don't know. I'm trying to think of places where I can place stuff. Let's see. I didn't do anything new up there or in there in the blacksmithing either. I think everything's pretty much the way it was in there, so nothing new to show in there. I did find some new lotus seeds. I have a black lotus. I need to find a planter for that. I put this over here for gray lotus seeds. So I'm probably going to have to move the compost heap. Well, this thing's got to go. This thing is really in my way now. I'm not using it. I'm not even using the one that's in here. I just don't... They all do the exact same thing, unlike the other carpentry, the other tool things, where the different types of benches, the different types of armor benches do different things. All these carpenter benches do the exact same thing, so I don't need three of them. Didn't do anything up here yet. But while I'm here, I might as well fill up my water. I know it's low. I haven't eaten any food, but I should be okay for a little bit. Yeah. Yeah, nothing new here. I got a bunch of new archers, and I was going to place them up here, but I ended up putting them down below. This is all ready for my spiders. I haven't done anything in here either. What was I going to do in this room? I was thinking about putting this brazier in there, but then I found out how big it was. That's a pretty big font. I mean, look at that thing. It's huge. It's bigger than a person. That's going to need something special. Just don't know. I don't really have the thing. I just don't know what to do. I'm probably going to have to build a tower over there just to encompass some of this stuff. I got all these tents I need to find place for. So I don't know what I'm going to do with that. Oh, I found I got a magic item. I saw a thing online about how to get a giant follower. I saw this. I don't even know how to use the thing. Blowing the horn will summon a frost giant to your side. But I don't know if it's permanent or not. It's, according to the guy that was doing the review, it's not that great of a thing anyway, but It's impressive. It's a full-on frost giant. He probably stands almost as tall as that. Probably not the full height there, but probably up to there. Carries a big axe, but he attacks really slow, and you can't improve his stuff because you can't give him armor and things like that. Blah blah blah. But it's kind of a neat little thing. Oh, that's what I was gonna do. I was thinking about putting these inside in the corners, but the thing is already well lit because of the braziers that are there, so I probably won't do that after all. So I don't know what I'm gonna do with all these braziers. What else do we got in here? I gotta try these tents. I gotta go back down, and play with those. So this is the medium tapestry. God, that's awfully big, isn't it? It's basically 2 full foundations tall. And this isn't exactly the decorative wing of my house, so I want to move that mammoth trophy. I just don't know where to put him. He's so big. He's so big. Okay, I guess we gotta take a trip up to the living wing. I don't think there's anything new in there. Found a home for one of my bears. I'm gonna go to the armory, but first, let's see. Oh, I got windows everywhere. Got 2 of my dancers I'm using as like servants. Dance if they need to, but otherwise, it'd be nice to get this room filled with some people. I need to get a lot more chairs and benches and stuff. Force some people to sit down. That's probably not gonna work. I'll have to go to the living wing. Oh, he's still standing there. Haven't done anything up here. Like I said, everything is so Spartan. There's just nothing on the walls. There's nothing on the floors. Still need to replace stuff upgraded. I don't have very many of these rooms that are improved. This was what I'm calling my armory right now. It's all my gear and all of my primary weapons. Although some of these are stuff I need to get back in the inventory and give to other people. I need to evaluate what's good and what's garbage and what I've replaced. But most of this is my stuff. Yeah, that hook sword wasn't very good. I'm going to give that to somebody else. I got a second construction hammer that I don't need. Yeah, I found a lot of these type of things. You'd find an improved version of a weapon, or well, that one wasn't, but some of them are. They have like little titles and stuff. Another truncheon. Got 2 of those. Anywho, let's see. What do I got? Do I have any carpet? Yes, I do. I have these big, giant, freaking floor monsters. It's really gonna look dumb if it gets under the wall. That's not too bad. It's not very pretty, but okay, well that's something. Although I still have a few more to place. I don't think the walls in here are going to work for this big. Oh, right there. That'll work. Yeah, that'll work. It blows right through the wall. That's not good. I appreciate the wavy stuff, but that looks kind of ridiculous. Okay. We got braziers. Ancient braziers is also kind of big. I have a normal tapestry. I have a small banner. Should probably put that banner in the dining hall. gonna stick it back in the. God dang it! I moved this thing, but now it's too far away from the wall. How do I do it at an angle? I guess that works. Okay. Dum de dum. Let's see. Upstairs. This room's already got a carpet. Oh yeah, it's a much more reasonable tapestry. Oh, there's also a bunch of signs. I've never seen those in inventories before. I'm sure you can make them, but I've never seen them in a box or anything. There were some of them that were prisons, and they showed like hands from the inside. It had like hands reaching out through the bars or on the bars. I destroyed them because I don't have a prison, but I thought I would use this blacksmith sign, so I'm gonna find a place to put that. Probably out in the public area. I don't think it would. You don't really need a blacksmith sign in your own personal smithy. Crap, where'd that other tapestry go? Oh, and that horn. Yes, I gotta place that horn someplace. Am I just not seeing it? Or oh, there it is. And that's pretty big too. I don't need all the snake references. I wish it was a spider, but beggars can't be choosers. And I still haven't done anything with this attic area, so let's go ahead and go down. Storage back there. I need to definitely go through my inventory. Oh, you might also notice the claw marks on the back. That's just a tattoo. Dogs of the Desert tattoo. I found a bunch of tattoos. I think it's body paint, actually, not tattoos. I thought it was nice. She's got a nice bare back, so why not decorate it? Alright, I'm done with the food stuff. It took me forever to organize my food stores. I forgot I had the horn I gotta deal with. Where am I gonna put the... Oh, yes! Got the perfect place for the giant horn. That big open space behind these guys. Perfect. This is an ivory horn, so it should be a little more decorative than the other one. Yes. He's got the club. He's got a club. She's got a club. You know what? At least one of these guys is good. Oh, so that one's a good condition club. One of these guys got a bad one. They're all in pretty good shape. They're all in pretty good shape. Oh, well, let him keep them. I got that sawtooth sword I want to deal with. Alright, what am I going to do with this? What am I going to do with this? That looks nice. I don't want carpet. Really, you know what? I already decided. No. That carpet is fine. I like that it's big. I really hate the colors on it though. They kind of, I don't know if they clash, but they're not really appealing to look at. Yes. I love that this thing can break apart anything I throw in it practically. Give me back my materials, even though I didn't craft it. Let's see, where do I want to go now? Still got stuff I have to do. Yeah, these Nordheimer barricades. I haven't figured out what they... I mean, they're pretty big. It's a full-size wall. These are what they have around their home base, I guess. Their little islands. You know, they love their circles, and they can't really make a circle, so they do these ginormous fences. Where can I incorporate those? I put fences around my entire area. Don't really need a wall. I mean, nobody's going to be attacking from the cliffside. Oh, I gotta think this through. I could go over here, do something. Shoot, I forgot to put food in here. It's just rotting away. Got my triple Sumerians all armored up in appropriate gear. One with heavy armor and the other one's with leather. My wolves, they're all part of their little wolf pack. Got a lot of these little single skull, impaled skulls. I put them all over the place. It's kind of like, you know, caution, like a version of a caution sign, letting you know that you're entering a danger zone. Or you know, 4 of these mothers. I mean, that's a significant size fence. You know what I'm saying? I could definitely pen some animals up in this. I don't necessarily want the giant bugs though. I'm going to move the bugs down below, I think, or... No, that's not bad. Okay, that's all of those. And then I've got all these tents to play with. Ugh. Move them part of the way, and then we finish moving them after that. Tell you, I'm not going to be able to use this as a horse riding ramp if I have it covered with bugs, but that's a start. I think what I'm going to do... Yeah, that'll work. I'm just going to clear them out of the way a little bit. Give myself a path that I can ride my horse down when I get to the point where I'm going to start riding it. See, I want to create a path. So we move them over to the left, you move them over to the right. Critter that comes down here is gonna get a... Can't wait to see what this guy does to that freaking reptile. They did a dang good job on the art on this, the models for these. It just leaves the queen. I'm gonna put the queen over here next to the side. queen's not getting involved. They eat. Amongst the foods they eat are rotten foods, so I can always throw the rotten food in there. I have any raw food for me to eat. Well, the queen didn't get involved. I'm going to move the queen down a little closer so she also triggers into the fight. Oh, there, perfect. Now she's in the shade. Taking care of the queen. Should be close enough now. Okay, well, I dealt with that. Since I'm down here, I might as well go into the cave. What did I give her red on that? I don't know, it looks weird having red gloves with that gold armor, considering the rest of her outfit's black with the blue silver. See, I thought about putting some kind of a gate here, but I like the natural look. It doesn't draw attention to itself. Oh, I have fresh meat in my stupid dial. Yeah, that's right. The only problem with this is that the thing is so sloped you can't place things without putting a foundation down. That's alright, I got these. There! It lights it up a little bit. See? This doesn't have as good a stuff, but they reconfigured it, so now they put wealth in here apparently. Oh, now I know. So this is what one of the heavy coin purse is consumable. So I'll take that. And then you just, use it like a regular consumable. It's like the survival kit. Might as well use that too. See, it gives you all sorts of healing stuff. And this is going to give me gold coins and silver coins. So there you go. The ability to get silver and gold coins has definitely gone up. I'm kind of disappointed though, because I liked, at least this chest was awesome before, because it always gave me a random assortment of stuff. I've had high level weapons in here. I've had building materials obviously, but I've also had gear. I've had armor and stuff found in there. Hopefully, it's probably just going to give me wealth now, but that's alright. I have certainly tapped it so many times. It's more than it's earned it's definitely earned its place, or given me value for it. So let's see. Oh, that's right, tents. I needed to. These tents are so friggin' huge, and until I can find a place to just try them out. Oh, this one's not bad. This is a good one. I like that one. It is still pretty long though, isn't it? That's a nice tent. That would have been a good one to have. I don't want to have to rearrange everything that I have up there now to make these fit. Anything else in my inventory? I got a bed, some beds to place, braziers. I got this archery target. I got the large red shade cloth, which is another neat one. I can actually make this, but what else do I got in here? Some braziers, some hanging ones, a wall torch. I got one over there. I don't think I need any more. Anything else I want to dump here? I can't I'll sign up on a brick wall. I have to put it on a built wall. Huh, so I can actually type something. Oh, great. That's kind of cool. What else do I got in here? Ah, yeah. The Stygian Palisade. So anyway, they're gearing up for the next chapter, which is supposed to be some kind of a Stygian invasion of the realm. And anyway, what I was originally was thinking was the this update, this patch. Um, it's the first time I have been able to see. I can finally see something new that's changed from when I started playing it, because I've only been playing this for about a month. So cool. For the first time, I get to experience what it's like to, see something in the game change from where it was to where it is now. Yeah, not too bad. I got some armor upgrades that I don't really need right now. Probably have to find a place to store those. Ah, these dang shields. So many shields. The Black Tusk shield, I keep finding tons of those. There's the standard bone shield, and then I have the scorpion ward that we got from killing one of those ginormous scorpions. She has crappy weapons and a crappy shield. That's a perfect person to upgrade something. She's a level 3. I'm going to give her the better one. I'm going to give her the Carapace one, the Scorpion Ward. And I'm going to give her 100% Defari. It doesn't do any more damage, but it's got a lot more durability on it. Ancient Pike does 40. That's fine. That is a non-shield tied weapon, so won't mess with that. And there's all these guys down here. All of them have general melee weapons. Perfect. Perfect recipients for these shields. You get a what is it? Black Tusk shield. You get a Black Tusk shield. You get a Black Tusk shield. She's got a steel mace. So they made a big deal about when you kill an NPC that they're going to have a little more equipment that you can loot. And I was a little disappointed that these last two are ones that I recruited since the update, I think. And I was disappointed that the ones that become your thralls don't come with any of the armor that you see. But that's fine. I would have been just one item would be nice, rather than the 4 crappy generic clothing things that you have to replace. But whatever. I do think their weapons are improved, but maybe, it's 100% durability. It's a Stygian Copish. That's, it's not nothing. Give her a shield. She's already got a shield. And all she has is an iron broadsword. You know what? You can have that hooked sword that I didn't think was worth using. It's a nasty little weapon, though, isn't it? And he has a crappy wooden shield and an iron mace. He's also tier 3, so I'm going to give him some good stuff, too. He's going to get the upgrade, the good shield, and then I'm going to give... Oh, I don't have it anymore. I must have put it away. I was going to give him an upgraded weapon too, but I don't have it in my inventory right now, so okay, you get your weapon back. She got hers. Okay, so they're all... At least their weapons are upgraded. So it's very hard to place things on the upper shelf if you're not above them. So that's one little annoyance, but it's fine. It's fine. Wow, that's precariously placed. Bum, 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 bum. They already got a big urn. There's a big urn there. And there. Some of these are a little bit all over the place, but that's fine. A cluster of stuff just makes it look more, lived in. Like he's a merchant seller. Hey, look at my garbage. How many more of those do I got? 7. Okay, we got to put some different stuff in here. Too many of the same things, and it gets to be a wee bit repetitious. I already have a bunch of these places. He's already got 2 of those on his table. So I'm probably just going to break some of those down. This is the one I was waiting for. Okay, we'll get that on there. Let's get some nice little knickknacks. Let's see, I got that target. Dang it. Oh, get up here. Yeah, there we go. That works. I got a bunch of this up here already. Okay, it's all for those. Get this out of my inventory. Gonna break down those jars. I don't know about the blacksmith sign yet. I have another large shelf. I thought about putting another one out here. I just don't know where to put it. Thought about putting something here. It's kind of a pseudo wall, but I'm not sure why it would be there. No, it doesn't work. It worked there, though. Just trying to fill in the world to make it look more lived in. Actually, I want this up here. Silver one. Yeah, I like that. Put another one over here. Yep, I just realized something. There's no light over here. We need light. Let's see, that brazier's a little fancy for a campsite. How big this is. What is that? Kindling fire. Not sure what I would use that for. It's the strangest little thing. I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to use that for. Okay, I just put that torch there. Yeah, I kind of still need that one there, though. this one. I just destroyed it, but I don't need it there. Where's my hammer? I got a couple of them. There, that's better. I need to keep the light around. Alright, I haven't done anything with this tent. I think I can put one of those other weird little tents in that whole space. Let's see what we got. The scallop, I think, is too big. That is way too big. What about the lateen? This is the one I thought might work here. Oh no, this isn't the one. There's a different one. This is the big one, which I really like. I wish I would have had this one earlier. This is the tunnel one I've been trying to find. Look at that thing. Oh, that's beautiful, man. It's huge. You can put so much stuff underneath it. Oh. That's not the one I wanted either, though. The Stygian tent. There we go. Except I want to turn this around this direction. Pull up the fences. Might have to move the elephants. Okay, let's pull up the fences. This is one of those things where I can put the tent down and then put the fences back in later. One thing doesn't, it's just one of those things where it's the order that they get placed that matters. It's not what you're placing, but the order. Okay, that gives me a nice wide open space, as long as it's not interfering with these other tents. Look how long it is, though. That might be a problem. Oh, it's probably just too dang big. It spreads out so much. It's like a friggin' airplane. I might have to experiment with this on an open plane someplace, because this is... Oh, this would be perfect. I wish I could scale it down just a bit. It's just a... Or, you know what I could do? I could put some foundation down, flatten this whole space out instead of having it go downhill like that. Still isn't going to work, though, because it'll still... That's the pathway. This is the path that goes down the hill. Crap. It's floating. Bring it out to about here. I want to keep the dirt road there still. And I can swing it around and build all this up until it levels off somewhere close to this space. Dang. God, I wish that tent would fit there. That would be so neat. That would be so neat. And this one just, it's not big enough. I mean, I can place it, but it's not... It's got a bunch of... See, they're floating in space. I hate that. What to do, what to do, what to do. Well, for one thing, I need to fence off the birds. That works. And shift archer range. I don't have another wall solution right now. But still, I'm happy with that so far. Still need to do some horse riding. I don't know if I can cast any spells right now. Wasting stuff if I do. Yeah, I need a burlap pouch. So you know the frozen bridge. I showed that once on stream. Now you can do this little airy wind assist. For a fairly long time, you get this gust of wind that kind of helps you. If you jump, you can jump extra far distance because you kind of glide through the air. But more importantly, you can fall from any height and it just gently drops you down onto the ground. So it's a nice little feather fall spell. Molten magma from the planet's core erupt around the ground. It creates basically, yeah, like teeth of obsidian, burning obsidian, that surrounds your immediate area by, I don't know, a few yards or meters, depending on where you are in the world. It just fixed. I didn't particularly find it that useful, but it did stick around for quite a while. And then escalate. Yeah, you have to be higher corruption level. There's a wall of. What's the other ones in there? Oh, there's a lightning storm. Yeah, I was kind of meh with that too, because it wasn't an effective combat weapon. There's a bunch of other ones in there, and stuff I want to play with. But I don't know. I wasn't. They were neat. It's nice to have spells that you can utilize out in the world. Even the ice bridge one was fantastic. If you need to travel across an area, as long as you have the pouches, because you have to burn through those material components. Yeah. Other than trying to figure out what I want to do with these big ass tents, that's really all I wanted to do. I'm not going to go out on a big adventure today. I don't have the energy, but I'm not changing any of the ones I got because I really like what I have. Everything works exactly how I want it. Kind of creates individual little stalls for different merchants. I like that. I need another merchant here. I need somebody that's the bird merchant, to be basically here. Because the other ones are all like in these little. They have their own like little kiosks of stuff. Kind of like that. That came out nice. It's really starting to look more, if you were traveling along the road in the world of Conan, you come across the outskirts of town. This is what it would look like, as you approach this fortified position. All the things you'd want to buy are here. Exotic animals, etc. I should do for like great cats. I just wish they weren't static. I wish they would lounge around or sit upright or something. Just standing there frozen like that looks so dumb. Well, that works, I guess. It's one thing they can do. So they're standing upright or they're quote unquote sleeping. It's better than nothing. I'll give it that. What about these guys? Do they do stuff, other stuff too? Hunkers down. I like their sleeping mode. They look more like turtles. What about the horses? The horses probably. Oh, they have follow distance. They don't have emotes. That's alright. I didn't expect them to. The birds, they have a little nesting position. Nope. Follow distance, engagement, tactics. Same. I'm betting anything these rhinos don't have a resting position. Yep. And elephants won't either. They're not the most flexible critters, so that shouldn't be surprising. What about the rock nose, though? Rock noses, they like to hide underground, just showing their outer shell. Yeah. I wonder what this is gonna look like. He's gonna go underground and just have his shell up. It just kind of camouflages it. It looks like a spiked little rock. Relax. Still wish I could put the critters in the in a cage. I just think it creates a better visual. I don't feel like I need to pin them in if they were in a cage. That looks good. It's a lot more relaxed. What about the piggies? Nope. Any of the critters that aren't all that flexible, that are kind of thick, probably aren't going to have any. I want him up where he is. I'm betting these guys can sit down. Oh yeah. Relax. Relax. That looks good. Playing around with emotes. I learned a few new ones. Those are the same ones. Still got the same conversation. Got two different kinds of expression. All those different kinds of dances. So you can get them to sleep and they just lay down on the ground in one of the 4 different poses. Sit, they just sit on the ground, which I think is dumb. I wish. So far, I haven't been able to figure out how to get them to sit in a chair. It's another reason why I like this location. The sandstorms always go south. They don't affect us here. Horses don't do anything. I bet the bears don't do anything either because they're thick and stiff. But maybe they lump down on the ground and look like they're sleeping. I'm gonna try that. Spider. Nope. Oh, they do. I'm gonna call you Winnie. bees that I have in my inventory. Get to work, bees. Yep, didn't think so. Again, not the most flexible. Ooh, cats. Yeah. Just chill out. It's better to have at least, a couple of different expressions. And where is it at? That keep trying to find a place for this to sit, but placeable is inside a collision. I don't know what that means. I have not been able to find a place that this thing is placed. But I don't want it there. There's gotta be someplace else I can put this where it's more useful than middle of nowhere. Oh. I know it's not gonna work on that hillside. That hillside doesn't let me play squat. Rope this off. Maybe I'll put my gazelles over here. Wish there was some grass. I don't have any place to put the gazelles. There's not really any good spots for them. Other than over with the elephants and the rhinos. Unless I put them, like I said, in a pen someplace. Why can't I tell them to graze or something, Guard, attack, chase. Oh, that's useful for me. Alright, that's good. That's almost 7. Yeah, that's a good time to wrap it up. So I got most of the stuff placed I wanted to place. There's still a few things. I got some urns and stuff. Oh, those aren't nearly as big as I thought they were. I should be able to use those somewhere. would have been a good place to put those, although there's already torches up on the wall. They got plenty of light. Don't really need it anywhere out here. Don't even need this one. Find someplace inside to put those. Okay. Arcanians, Amorians, Angaran, and Stygians. So a little bit of everything. So one of the things I was debating about doing is coming up with a standard uniform for my different soldier classes. So I got my archers. They could all wear a simple type of uniform that all looks the same, kind of mixing and matching, figuring out what outfits work best or which tops and bottoms and bracers and stuff. Then having another set for my foot soldiers, my power warriors versus my like spear brigade, and they'd have like a standard uniform and maybe standard colors as well. Because I mentioned before, I don't really want this to look like the United Nations of castle defense. I want everybody to have kind of a uniform of depending on what type of character they are. Now, if I have a named character, maybe I'll leave them as kind of unique, like they're generals or sergeants or captains or whatever. But all the other ones are just generic soldiers. I should just figure it out, but I have to examine the armor types, figure out, what do I like, what don't I like? Do I like the color? Do I like the top? Do I like the bracers? Do I like the customization? And then I'm gonna have to craft all of the dye to give them a kind of color coordination so they all look appropriate. Um, maybe have one color designation for my tier 1s and one for my tier 2s and one for my tier 3s, or maybe just leave all of the basic ones alone and then like designate certain ones that maybe I take out that I have as a follower and level them up and then bring them back and make them a different color, the same outfit but a different coloration, so then they'd be the sergeants and the captains and so forth. I don't know. It's one of the things I'm thinking about. It's going to be some work to do that. Then, of course, I have my quote-unquote priestesses, since there are no Zathite priests yet in the game. Who knows? Someday, maybe. And then there's my, the pedestrians, the people I've put, like, in the public setting. This really looks nice. Really evocative of what I want it to look like. As a kind of a camp. It'd be nice to have more space, but like I said, I like to have a confined space, work within a limited space, and see what you can do with it. And I think this is feels very lived in now, compared to what it was when I, 2 weeks ago. Look back at some of the earlier videos, how Spartan this place was. It was just starting. I was putting some tents out, but had no people yet. I had a vision of what I wanted, and now it's starting to come to fruition. I kind of like that. There's a certain logic to it. There's some things that aren't perfect, I realize, but for the most part, I'm pretty happy. I would love to incorporate these new tents, but I just don't really have the space. I just don't know how to do that. I'm not taking out any of the ones I have out here because they're just too perfect the way they are. I can't get any closer to the camp up there. I could try to reclaim some of this side, but once I get up here around the corner, it's just really close to their camp. I could build along this stretch here. Let's see what these look like. If I can get it placed, then I can have some idea. I just haven't been able to get it to place. Look at how far out the lines stretch for the rope. God, it's never going to fit up here. It's not wide enough. I really like this tent. really do. As you can see, I got a little close. So, well, in this case, all I got was a weapon repair kit. Didn't give me any other custom things. That's disappointing. I was hoping to show you some good stuff. Alright, and I was looking for a torch. Looking for torches in all the wrong places. See why I like this? It is a big, full tent on both sides. A lot of interior space that could be used for stuff. Oh, this... I really, really like this tent. God. About the only place I have a room for it is over here, and it just is not going to work. I just don't think it... Well, maybe it will, but I don't think it's going to work. It's just so big. It's so big, and it doesn't, you know, it's going to have interference problems. Man, that's really too bad. Because that really is close. I don't know, maybe if I pull up the... Those fences might be causing problems too. Saw one. It blocks my road, unfortunately. Better if it could open up towards the middle of camp instead of towards the outside, I think. Put it back in my inventory. Let's try this again. It's probably just getting too much ground interference, but dang it. What about this angle? That's an interesting angle if it had the... Oh, what about the other direction? You know, if it's... Oh, it's just not quite big enough to, like, have horses be able to... Yeah, now it goes right through that thing, which I don't like. Yeah, it's not quite tall enough. If you could ride a horse through here, it'd be perfect, but... Oh, this is such a good tent. Such a good tent, but this area, about the only place I could place it is where the animal thing is. You know what? There's a ceiling when it comes to having total number of followers and animal companions, pets. I'm getting there. I do not need any more pets. If I get these spiders trained and up there in my farm or placed all over my temple and get these birds up under the thing, I can get rid of this. I could even replace it with a single one, which would take up a third of the space. It would basically be about this size. It's this size. Not quite as tall, but about the same width. Then I could put a big tent down here. A big bazaar. I could put a couple of tents down here. That's a good idea. I think I will do that. I'll wrap up. Of course, that means another 8, 10, 20 hours of gameplay before all these are ready to hatch, but still, that's a plan. That's not a bad plan. These are definitely movable. They don't have to be here. Get rid of this. Put in a single one. Between the single one, this single one, and the little horse stuff, and I can get rid of the. Actually, you know, I can get rid of these tents completely. Replace them with the big tents that are in my inventory. Just as a reminder, I'm going to put those in here for now. That way, once I get to that point, boom, they're in there. And I can go ahead and do it. That's not a bad idea. That's not a bad idea. You guys just watch me have a motion. Have a little notion. Let's see. I could do this. Let's oh, there's another set of tents. Dang it. I think that was full though. I need my there. Let's see. Why not? Let's just take out that. I don't have my armor. I'm using my robes. Shouldn't be an issue. Nope, nope, nope. There we go. That was a level 3 fighter. Oh, he's got no inventory. Here, I told you guys that these guys all had inventory. Well, I did say I'd only fought a few people too, so I've not really exactly. Maybe get my weapons back out. I don't see any clothing or armor in these guys. So that's not following with what I said before. But they do have different stuff than they had before. Better, the weapon repair stuff is definitely different.
You'll dance for me now, or
Should probably heal up, man. That was a little too. Whoops. Thank you. Man, health is really low. Eat a little food. Drink a little water. I was gonna say, where are my healing potions at? Okay, that's good enough. Okay, so there you go. I mean, that sucks, but that's a cooked food. That's a specific recipe food. And there's black canned war paint. I'll just go ahead and take it all. Headdress and some feline armor. Yep, feline pelt. That's what I meant. Again, a cooked item. Gruel. The other one didn't have anything. But believe me, I do appreciate it. It's nice to have at least something different in their inventories worth salvaging. chests up here, unfortunately. I was hoping to have a chest to loot. Oh, here we go. Now look at that. That is a full chest. It doesn't have just 2 or 3 things of building materials. It's got bricks, Vendian language dictionary, which I probably already know, but go ahead and take that. Brazier, grenades, 3 drinking horns, arrows, a torch, 2 training dummies, never seen those before, more tents, and 2 Stygian beds. And 1 little wooden box. That's pretty good stuff. It's not too bad. Another chest. Okay, so he only had britches. Nothing too exciting with that. Decent steel axe. Again, 9 food items. I mean, that's 9, what are they, some kind of soup? 9 aloe soups, healing badges, and fur. That's decent stuff for a single body kill. And this is probably because there's barrels over there, so they filled this up. This is what I was talking about. Multiple kinds of liquor, all the, different kinds of drinks, just an assortment of it. Plus leavening agent. I mean, for 1 little wooden chest, that's pretty good. Now, granted, if you're not drinking all that stuff, maybe it's just a waste, but I really appreciate the extra, the role-playing gamers out there will appreciate the fact that the chests are a lot more thematically appropriate and less generically random. So I think people will appreciate that. That's about all I wanted to do. I just wanted to kind of show some of the stuff that I was talking about earlier. That they did a good job, I think, considering it's not really a humongous patch. And I don't know I don't know about the purge. Since I never had a purge on the old system, I can't tell you what's new or different or better or worse about it. So you have to look elsewhere for that. I did start a new playthrough on my other game, and I put my old file in the safe place, so if I ever want to go back to build that other
Watch
house.
a shadow, Cully. You've not the saltwater stagger of the regular fools who come seeking the blade of the butcher of Quarzine. So we'll talk, if you keep your distance.
And I turned some settings. I have the purge set on, so I guess if I build something up, I will get to experience it, and I'll decide whether I want to turn it on this playthrough. But for now, I'm kind of happy with the way things are. I'm much better mood now. I was so upset about that. Basically, my Adam and Eve playthrough. That's what I'm calling it. Can't keep going if Adam dies. Adam died. And I was very frustrated. It was my fault, though. It was my fault. I should have pulled back and healed him up, or waited for him to get healed up, but I was concerned that it would be boring to watch, and I could have just hit pause and done the time and then gone into it. I could have turned my commands back on, but there's a reason why I turned them off. They were really annoying. That's just because I'm using a controller. If you were using a keyboard, it wouldn't be a problem because everything would be differently keybound, but that's the problem. I don't want to have to remember 12 or 15 different keystrokes to play the game. I like controlling it with a controller. But that means they want to put 4 or 5 different commands with a single button, and sometimes it gets irritating when you want the game to do this command and they're trying to do another command because they're both using the same button. It's annoying, but I understand why it's there. And so I don't feel bad about turning it off, but that was, if I would have commanded him to get the hell away from that building instead of letting him run in there, he'd still be alive. So yeah, I take the blame. Just a big piece of brimstone lying out in the middle of nowhere. I'm not in armor. I really don't want to attack any more camps. Gurgle, gurgle, gurgle. Getting blood out of these guys. I just want to know if there's another chest here I can loot. Yes, there is.
Start running now and I won't have to kill you.
Repair kit. I have so many repair kits right now. See? Isn't that nice? So it's a Black Hand camp, so we got the Black Hand war paint. A Black Hand banner. Again, a pillow. Another one of those, I don't know what the heck's wrong with that. Large banner. Stygian earthware. So many of those jugs. Studded iron mace, so it's a decent melee weapon, even though it's just an iron weapon. A couple of folded beds, a couple of blue awnings. I got a lot of awnings to deal with. I don't remember all this brimstone being around here, but maybe I just saw it and thought it was a rock. You bastard. Nothing. But he's just a carpenter.
You picked the wrong camp, mate.
They just explode. I'm just trying to see if they have any special loot. That chest has specific loot because that's the one that has the map. I did a run through of that already. Well, anyway, I think I'm going to call it there. I don't really have any plan in mind here, but I didn't want this to go much farther. I was kind of excited about the patch, and I probably wouldn't have been if I would have gone out and I would have been like, nah, it's not really that great. I thought it was pretty awesome. You go to a camp that has a bunch of chests, and before you'd walk out of there with a couple of good things and a bunch of building materials that you really didn't need. Now you walk out with a bunch of really cool furnishings that you can go home and put into your house. I think that's pretty awesome. Last camp. Eggs and tusks. That's the reason I like speed weapons. If you start your swing with your big weapon the same time I start mine with my fast weapon. Uh-oh. Oh. This actual item, I was watching a video the other day. I told you this is the one that summons the big giant. They used to have a graphic of a rhino horn on there. It was the wrong one, and somebody pointed it out in their video. Apparently they fixed that too. because this is definitely, it's possible it was fixed before now. That video could have been recorded months ago, I don't know, but that's definitely a different horn. This is one that looks like a legitimate horn, not a rhino graphic. So that looks like it looks like a space fill or a space holder, doesn't it? FPO gemstone. So that's some kind of a weird. It's probably not the final artwork for this. It's a treasure. Oh, we're taking that back to the treasure room. Some braziers again, a shoebill trophy. I really don't need those rigs. Take it all. And if there's stuff that you really don't need, gotta get farther away from this camp. Like this. You can place it and then dismantle it for its materials. So I get shaped wood and silk out of it instead of the tent that I have so many of already. A Nordheimer bed, Stygian bed, folded beds. I got 3 of these scalloped. I don't need 3 of them, so I'm going to go ahead and get rid of this one. More shaped wood and a lot of silk. So, yeah, there's that. You can always scrap it. Get your raw materials out of it. And since you didn't build it, it's actually just getting free materials. Just checking to make sure there's anything else here worth dealing with. Oh, there's a big one. Wonder if I can take him on for once. Not with no armor, I'm not taking him on. What I'm wearing isn't strong enough to protect me against very much. Remember, this is my royal garb that I wear at home. This is not supposed to be worn out of the. I didn't want to go all the way back upstairs to get my armor. That's where it was in storage. Oh, this would be a really nice place to build a base, wouldn't it? Completely inaccessible. You have to climb to get to this place. Long road build up here. It's not quite level. That would be a problem. That will be a problem. But this is pretty flat up here. It's a little undulating, but if you got to this point and built your foundation outward from here, not bad. I love home base calculating. Ah, there we go. Put a gate in. That's where you ride out. The entrance and exit to your base would be there. Out here would be your village. You put a big wall around this, and this would be all the village space. This is quite a bit of space. And the other fork, you'd have a road going up here with another gate, and your like castle portion, your keep, this is where it would be. Plenty of space. Build up and over these rocks. Put a gate between the rocks. Keep these pesky blackhanders to themselves. I already killed you guys once. I'm not going to kill you again. More liquor.
Honky ponky, mate!
Just gonna steal their stuff and run.
Ahoy there!
And just like that, we're home. I don't have a good way to get in, but I got in. Still got a lot of work to do on this fort though. I got to still got to update some the walls and everything else, stairs, and still got plenty of decor to deal with. But I'm gonna call it there. Thanks for watching, guys. I hope you're excited about this game as I am. I'm going forward, thinking of possibilities. I know they're gonna have a big update before too long. The next chapter of this, next part of this chapter is supposed to be coming out at some point. This is just a beta version. Who knows if this thing's ever going to be released? It's basically been in this form for 6 years, so